Hi guys, it's Nikki here. Today I'm going to start a series of videos that I've wanted to do for a while, and it's basically going to be helping others with depression. Now, as anybody who reads my blog or watches my channel know, I do suffer with depression and anxiety. At the moment, touch wood, I am a lot better, I feel a lot better. But I wanted to do this video today about how we can help people with depression. So I'm going to do a series of videos on it, as I've said, and the first video that I'm going to do today is basically about how to spot the signs in others, in friends, family, loved ones, and also basically in ourselves as well. Now, the first thing I'd say is that we all have bad days. We all have days where we can't be bothered, we don't want to face the world, we just want to hide away. But for a lot of people, it is just the odd day. But what happens when we start noticing in ourselves and others that this bad day, the odd bad day, turns into a bad week, turns into a bad month, turns into a bad 6 months? How do you spot the signs of helping others? So the first thing that we need to do is to spot the signs in others. And what I've done is I wrote a list in my little book about different signs that we can spot in others and in ourselves. So basically we can start getting them back on the right track, getting them the help that they need. One of the first signs is basically they don't care about anything anymore. As somebody who's had depression, I can basically tell you it's a struggle even getting out of bed. It's a struggle even getting dressed, she says, in her dressing gown. It is a complete struggle just doing anything. You have no interest at all in anything at all. Second one is they can become sad, irritable, short-tempered, critical, moody. Anything that's out of character. When you've got depression, it is very hard to see any positivity in the world, any positivity in your life at all. Now, depression can stem from anything. It can stem from a major event that happens in somebody's life. It can stem from little things that just build up. It can happen to anyone. It can happen to, it doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. You can be the happiest person in the world, and then one day you'll just wake up and you just can't see no light in the world. Third one is they lose interest in everything. Things that they've loved doing before. Can be anything. You just, like I said, you just don't want to get out of bed. You just don't want to move. Next one is talks about feeling helpless or hopeless. A lot of people, you'll see that they will, and my next point is they will basically have a real bleak or negative outlook on life. The way they talk, the way they act. It's just something that will drag you down when you've got it. It's something that is just awful to have, and it's awful to watch people with it as well. I mean, I know it affected my mum and my sister when I have it, and it's hard to explain how you feel, and it is difficult to tell people that basically you just don't want to wake up of a morning because of the way you feel. You just don't want to have these feelings anymore. Next one is feel tired or drained all the time. And it's a strange one really, because even though you'll find that you don't want to do anything, you are constantly tired all the time, which goes on to my next point, which is basically oversleeps or sleeps less. I found that when I was in my depression that I basically overslept and slept a lot more, for the simple reason is that I didn't want to be awake, as extreme as it sounds. When I was asleep, I wasn't having to deal with the thoughts that I had in my head. I wasn't having to deal with such negativity about the fact that I didn't want to be here anymore. So you will find that, you know, in some cases people will either sleep more or will sleep less. A big one is that they'll withdraw from friends and family and other social activities. So having depression is a very lonely illness, and it is an illness. It is, you know, a very dangerous illness. Some people, as we know, you know, don't get through it and they end up taking their own lives because you're in such a state of despair that a lot of people will only see taking their own lives as the only option that they have. Withdrawing from friends and family is something that I can relate to, because you just don't want to share things with anybody. You just don't want to speak to anybody, because I mean, I personally know when I was in it, if people spoke to me, I was constantly either crying or on the edge of tears, on the edge of crying all the time, and that for me happened for about 2 months. Another one is eat more or less than usual. You may find that, you know, they don't have any appetite at all. I mean, I know that I didn't. So that was, I know it was a short video, but that's the video for today about how to spot signs of depression in others and also in yourself if, you know, you haven't been feeling too good. I was asked by somebody, how do you know the difference between having a bad day and having depression? And what I would say is, and what I said to them was that there's a huge difference between having a bad day and having depression. It's not something that you can get out of by sheer will. It took me a lot of soul searching, basically, for want of a better word. It took a lot of courage for me to be able to get out of it, and I don't believe that I've completely got out of it. I believe that it's still there. I carry it around like luggage, but I have ways of dealing with it, and there are ways that you can help others with about how to deal with it as well. So my next video is basically going to be on understanding depression, and I've also got a video coming up on what to do next. So I hope you'll stick with me for these series of video, guys, because it is something that I find something I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for, passionate about. I feel that I want to help people out there. I want to help others. So please stay tuned. I shall love you and leave you, and I shall see you all soon. Bye.